Welcome to the Feather Ride. Man, listen, what's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here on the beauty. You see that sun? Whew. You only see half of my face right now. The sun is beaming. It's a beautiful day out here. A bit chilly, sunny outside. I'm here in Ohio, loving it. Many people who know me know that I am a sucker for good weather. Not too hot, not too cold. It's kind of like the porridge, right? Just right. Right now it's about 40 degrees outside. 41 degrees outside, actually, according to my truck. And yeah, it's maybe a bit, the sun outside just really makes it so amazing to me. I would say if it was about 20 degrees higher, it would be a really good sweet spot. 20-25 degrees. I'm a 60s guy, late, like upper, like about 60, 58 to like 68. That's really my sweet spot. But right now it's 41, and it's a really nice sun outside, clear skies. I mean, it's cloudy, but it's really nice blue skies. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I haven't DeWOFed this in a while, actually, and I'm going to DeWOF Proverbs 23, 6 and 7, because I was inspired to DeWOF this just by a couple of things. Excuse my beard, I've been wearing a mask during my therapy sessions. So this passage is one of the most underutilized, one of the most emphasized and taking out of context, overutilized Bible passages, period. I mean, it's just grossly taken out of context. It's like embarrassingly taken out of context. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. And so it talks about, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? So it goes beyond that. This scripture, this passage, has been heavily embraced by the Word of Faith movement as kind of like a biblical confirmation to a new thought law of attraction. Very new age, new thought implications on this particular passage. And I remember when I was in a Word of Faith movement, and I was reading a book, As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen, and I thought that it was just so Christian based and just such a really, really good source of understanding when it comes to Proverbs 23. And I just for the sake of educational purposes to DeWOF that verse even more, I went back to the book and read a good portion of it, and I was just like, man, I was brainwashed and warped. This is trash. This is just utter trash. This is just utter trash, and such a terrible template for Christians to follow. And it really takes so much dependency and reliability off of God. And it's just horrible. I was looking at this. I was reading, and I was like, new thought, new thought, new thought, new thought, new thought, new thought, new thought. Horrible. I mean, just talking about the divinity of one's thoughts. It talks about the divinity of someone as their inner self, and talks about within the thought process, and just a lot of references on the power of good thoughts and bad thoughts, and how that attracts people. You attract who you are. Lots of law of attraction in that very new thought, and it's been traveled down throughout for decades as a Christian book in the Word of Faith movement, and just absolutely horrible. And I'm just realizing, I read that book probably about 15 years ago. No, it was in the Word of Faith movement. I've been out Word of Faith movement now for 14 years. 15. This is my 15th year out of the Word of Faith movement. I've been in apologetics for 14 years. And so I read it over 15 years ago. I read it when I was in the Word of Faith movement. So it had to be mid-2000s when I read this book. And realizing that it was published in 1903. So it's been around for a while. So it's had an opportunity to be highly endorsed for a long time in the Word of Faith movement. And you thinking of it now, this guy, and there's the Path of Prosperity, As a Woman Thinketh. Like there was a spinoff to it recently, As a Woman Thinketh, and the Path of Prosperity and all that. Like a lot of prosperity. You are what you think. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, type of thing. Stuff like this is so prevalent in the Word of Faith movement, and it's such a danger to the dependency of God. Prayer is overshadowed by just think better, and even James Allen stresses that. Just think better, you'll be okay. The divinity is within oneself. What a horrible template, and what a horrible point of reference for any Christian to say that your thoughts are divine. They have divine qualities. Now, there is, from a psychological standpoint, there is merit. There is credence to being a positive person and your outlook on life. Sure, if I'm thinking positively, and things don't, my tolerance level is higher. For instance, my ability to communicate with others are stronger. Sure, absolutely. I'll grant that. But to be able to change your situations based on your positive thoughts without the power of prayer, and to have that type of mindset can really get people into not thinking their thoughts are strong enough. If what they're accomplishing isn't that strong, or isn't achieved or accomplished. So very unfortunate stuff when it comes to one's thoughts, and just having such an ability to say that your thoughts have divine qualities. Like, it's all within your inner self and your thoughts. So if I'm not happy that I feel sick, or I'm sick, or I'm not feeling well, because I'm not thinking that I'm well means that I'm not going to be well. Okay, so apply that to Jesus on the cross saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, and saying, okay, well, oops, I forgot. I wasn't thinking well. And because of this, the pain of the crucifixion is not going to be as severe because I'm thinking a lot better now. I mean, come on now. If we want to be consistent, Jesus shouldn't have wept. He should have thought positively. I mean, that's how silly this is. That's how silly it is. And let's go back to the root of it. Let's go back to Proverbs 23. This guy wrote a whole book out of context. He wrote a whole book out of context, and a lot of Word of Faith pastors, Kenneth Copeland talks about this all the time as far as a man thinketh. And Proverbs 23 talks about eating at a ruler's table. This is how silly this is. Eating at a ruler's table, and basically what happens is someone says, can I have this food? And the ruler says yes, but inwardly he means no. So as a man thinking in his heart, so is he, means in this context, Proverbs 23, is that the ruler is saying, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can, you want that piece of chicken, you want that, I mean, I love roosters, right? But I mean, roosters is my thing, but I bought enough chicken for everybody. You want that last piece of hot wings? You want that last piece of chicken? Man, what? Absolutely. And inwardly, the person is saying, man, look, that person just, oh, greedy dog. I shouldn't have said yes, because that person is such a greedy dog, man. Ugh. You already had 3 pieces. I mean, like, sheesh, you want another piece, you greedy hog? And so that's Proverbs 23. That is Proverbs 23. That has nothing to do with the law of attraction, with your inner thoughts causing healing and curing diseases and having the ability to have divine qualities when it comes to your inner self. No. People who are listening and looking at this right now, let me implore you. Stop taking Proverbs 23 out of context. Stop it. Stop it for your own good. If you call yourself a Christian, okay? If you call yourself a Christian, for the sake of the reverence, the appreciation, the adoration for God through His scriptures, stop taking that out of context. First of all, that context has nothing to do with your divine inner self and the thoughts being able to attract others and all. No, stop it. It talks about being authentic, letting your yes be yes and your no be no, essentially, is what that's saying. If someone asks you for a piece of chicken, that last piece of chicken, if you don't, if you're at a table and they say no, if you don't want them to have that last piece of chicken and you were intending to eat it, say, I was going to eat it. I mean, don't fake it and say no. You can be generous and say yes, but don't be double-minded in that sense and say, I'm going to criticize this person for wanting that piece of chicken, and I was the one who said yes to them. That's on you. So be genuine with it. If you're going to be charitable, be charitable. But don't be charitable and then in the next breath or in your thoughts, criticize or complain. That's the context. Nothing to do with inner self, spiritual, just I'm thinking, let me think good thoughts and I won't be sick anymore. That's what happens when you try to blow the wind of gall on COVID. And nearly a year later, it's still around. That thought experiment didn't work out too well, did it? So understand the power of prayer, y'all. Understand the fact that you need to trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, and all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your path. Understand that your thoughts does not equal new thought, trash, divine qualities. Rely on God and God alone, ladies and gentlemen. Soli Deo Gloria. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah. All right, y'all. I'm actually stuck in traffic right now, so this is actually a pretty cool feather ride. It's leaving my office. It's at 5 o'clock traffic as of this video. So I'm just chilling, y'all. And actually, this has been a productive feather ride because it's killed some time. I usually am able to catch the freeway to my house easily, but it's Friday. It's 5 o'clock hour, and people on the other side are just coasting, so it must be an accident somewhere. But I should think that it's not going to be an accident, though. Whether it's an accident or not, God is still on the throne, y'all. And I want y'all to be blessed. See y'all later. Oh, y'all didn't hear me, did you? God is still on the throne. Come on, somebody.